So when you're given instructions of lay down with pillows under your knees and your head back, and that's kind of the way you have to stay, there's just no way to work out from that. So I'm saying all that to share with you the reality of gastric bypass and your life in the way that it's going to be after you have the surgery. Sure, I love the fact that I got rid of an entire wardrobe and some shoes because my gait, the way I walked, was even different. And I couldn't wear the same old shoes. My foot shrank, believe it or not. That was really weird. And I had to give away some shoes. So, everybody kept saying, oh, your face is thinner. And it was. It's a little thicker now. See the waddle a little bit. A little thicker now than it used to be. But the other thing that they don't tell you is once you've lost the weight, you have a lot of skin. I know by now everybody probably has seen the Oprah show with the lady with a lot of skin, or the Tyra show with the lady with a lot of skin. Insurance companies will not pay for that. They consider that to be cosmetic surgery, and they will not pay for it. They will pay for you to lose the weight because, yes, the big ta-da now is instantaneous cure. How do I do that? Cure for diabetes, and people are thinking, hey, well, why not? I was insulin resistant when I had surgery. When I got out of surgery, the same day, I didn't have that same insulin resistance. So, is it a miracle cure all for people with diabetes or insulin resistance? I'm skeptical, but that's me. I would want to wait and check those people out 20 years later. I want to see what they look like 20 years later. I want to see what I look like 20 years later. And so in order to stay healthy, I think I had shared before, I typically do not drink anything with color. I shouldn't drink anything with color, excuse me. So when I did that grape soda and Grippos, believe me, the after effects were, I did not sleep at all that night. I was wide awake. I stayed awake that whole day, that whole night, and the whole next day with that kind of sugar. So typically people can't eat refined sugar. Natural sugars maybe, but not refined sugar. Well, I've gotten to the point where sugar doesn't bother me. Certain things can be sugar sappy sweet that I will not touch with a 10-foot pole because I think that they would bother me, or once upon a time they did bother me, and I just won't go back. So I tend to do sugar-free things still to this day. And we have Splenda for everything, or cane sugar, or agave syrup, or something like that. So I just kind of wanted to tell you guys the truth about gastric bypass. Yes, it has the ability to save lives. It also has the ability to take lives. I've known a couple of people that have told me stories of people who have died afterwards because of complications. I know of an individual's mother-in-law that had to have it reversed because of complications. The day that I went into surgery, there was another woman that had the same procedure, and for some reason, I never found out why, but we ended up having the same doctor's appointment date afterwards, and something went wrong with her surgery. She looked horrible. She was actually worse than she was before surgery, and she was on oxygen. So I guess I just kind of wanted to dispel some myths about gastric bypass and to kind of slow people down from running into that particular surgery. I would almost rather people have liposuction than gastric bypass, because at least with the liposuction, all your internal organs are still in place. It's just, a mental thing where you should know that you're probably going to have to work out. But anyway, I just wanted to dispel some of the myths. If this is something that you're considering, ask questions. Yes, do your research on the internet. Ask people who have had gastric bypass. Ask about their experiences. I have one friend who had done it way before I did, probably 3 years before I did, and he was still drinking Ensure, and he was still having problems digesting things. So you really got to do your research. It's not a quick fix. It's not a cure-all. So be careful in making that decision.